Next up at UFC 291, we have the co-main event of the evening. This is actually an awesome fight. This and the main event are two incredible fights. We have Jan Blachowicz taking on Alex Pereira. Jan Blachowicz, 29-9 overall, 3-1-1 in his last 5. He's coming off the draw with Ankalaev. He's taking on Alex Pereira. Alex Pereira, 7-2 in his very short MMA career, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that title loss to Israel Adesanya. Jan Blachowicz is the former light heavyweight champion of the world. He won the belt when it was sort of at a lull, if you will. He won that belt and then lost it to Glover Teixeira. Since he lost that belt, he's had a bit of a rocky road. His first fight after that was against Alexander Rasik with a freak leg injury. His next fight after that was the draw against Ankalaev. He actually looked good in that draw against Ankalaev, right? He lit up the legs. Great job with the leg kicks. The reality is Jan Blachowicz can wrestle. We've only really seen him wrestle against Izzy, but he got those 3 takedowns. He controlled them. He took away all of the striking advantages Izzy may have had. Jan is known for the Polish power. He's got big one-punch
legendary Polish power.
Big one-punch power. But I still don't think, even with Alex Pereira moving up in weight, I still don't think he has the power that Alex Pereira has. Alex Pereira, as you know, beat Israel Adesanya 3 times. 2 in kickboxing, 1 in MMA. They fought a 4th time because the UFC just had to make that fight happen. And Alex Pereira, similar to the logic Jacob was just using, won that first round, looked good early. And then he got knocked out cold. Israel Adesanya, just a big overhand right, knocked him out cold. That was about 3.5 months ago. This guy was knocked out cold on the canvas. Alex Pereira, a very decorated Muay Thai champion. You see that in his style. He just plots forward. He has a real tall stance and just pop, 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 pop. Everything he does is insanely heavy. He will knock you out with a wild left hook. He'll kick you. He'll come forward. He has 5-round cardio. He can do all the things. He's one of the most dangerous guys in the division. We haven't seen a ton of grappling exchanges. He does have a 73% takedown defense. He has been taken down 4 times in the UFC, but he is coming off that bad knockout loss to Israel Adesanya. I think Alex wins this fight, but it's very scary. There's a lot of moving parts here. First, he is coming up in weight, but he's literally going to be the bigger guy in this matchup. So moving up in weight doesn't matter. It may benefit him, honestly, if his chin was a little suspect because of the weight cut. But the knockout does bother me. Everybody is going to talk about Jan's takedowns. Oh, but Jan can take him down. I'm not worried about Jan's takedowns. I actually hope Jan implements a grappling game plan. I hope that's Jan's game plan. Because if that's his game plan, eventually Alex is going to catch him. And he's going to light him up. He's going to hit him. He's going to put him out. If Jan's game plan is to strike for strike with Alex, I don't know if we have seen somebody recover in 3.5 months after. I mean, he was out cold. He wasn't a TKO. He TKO'd Israel Adesanya. Israel Adesanya knocked Alex Pereira out. He's 36 years old. He's not 26 years old. It's a very short turnaround. That is what worries me. I do think Alex wins because Jan is mostly a striker. Alex is going to be the better striker. So the pick is going to be Alex, but very, very, very low confidence. What do you think, Jakey boy?
When are we going to stop making Alex Pereira underdogs in these fights? I'll never understand when we're going to finally realize what the hell this guy can do in the octagon. I understand he got knocked out by Izzy, and it was only 3.5 months ago, but he was dominating that fight just like he should dominate this fight because, listen, guys, Jan Blachowicz is not a wrestler. He is not a wrestler. Can he wrestle? Yeah, he can kind of wrestle. Can he grapple? Yeah, he can kind of grapple. Not a wrestler. He had 3 takedowns in his last 9 fights, all of them against Izzy. Do you know when the first time Izzy was flat on his back was in that fight? The first time he even fucking attempted a takedown was in the 3rd round. The first time he actually got Izzy flat on his back was 3 minutes left in the 4th fucking round of that fight. He is not going to last on the feet. I don't give a flying fuck about the legendary Polish power when it comes to the counter abilities of Alex Pereira. I've seen Jan slowing down with his last few fights, even against Ankalaev. I know he looked good in the striking, but that speed is not going to be there or be enough against the high-level striking of Alex Pereira. He's going to be there with that left hand the second that Jan overextends or throws a lazy kick or does something stupid, and he's going to put this guy out. If Jan wants to try and wrestle early, like I said, he's not even really a wrestler. His takedowns aren't great takedowns. I mean, they're just normal push against the fence, try to work the double, then work the single. And Alex Pereira is going to be huge and very strong. And that's all he's known for the last 3 or 4 years is everyone is going to try to take me down. He's known that for a long time, and nobody's really tested it. And Jan, I think it's going to be too late. I think he's already worked up enough strength and takedown defense to withstand the okay takedowns of Jan, and he's going to dominate on the feet. Alex Pereira, stop making this dude an underdog, man.
Listen, I'll take it. And like I said, I agree with you 100% in the wrestling. I'm not worried about the wrestling. I hope he tries to wrestle. The chin does worry me because he does have power. And Alex Pereira gets hit. What's his striking differential? 3.76. He does get hit. Like, his hands are almost too low. But he's getting hit against
speed, right? And so a lot of those numbers are against Izzy. I mean, that's 2 fights versus Izzy. I know it wasn't full fights, but I mean, Izzy will just touch, and he will just kind of parry against 185ers. I mean, the speed of Jan is not anything close to 185ers.
Yeah,
I mean, he's almost like a heavyweight striker. The way he's got power, but he's a little bit more methodical with the striking. He doesn't have a lot of speed.
No, he's not like a lightning fast guy, but actually, him and Glover have very similar striking styles where. It's not the fastest, but it is powerful.
That's a great training partner, and that's who's Alex been working with forever. It's almost like he's been working to fight this guy for fucking 5 years.
I hope Alex wins. I love Alex in the UFC. I hope he wins. I would love the whole this guy's going to win the light heavyweight title.
Then he's going to beat John Jones.
Maybe then him and Izzy could actually fight again for the light heavyweight title. Alex winning is better for everybody except Jan.
Imagine he fought John Jones and fucking knocked his ass out. It'd be the most incredible MMA career of all time.
Only has 10 MMA fights.
John shoots immediately and just like a 3-second knockout. Just
No, I mean, Alex's power is incredible. He's probably going to be the bigger guy in this matchup, even though he's the one moving up in weight. So we're both on the Alex Pereira side. I put it as a low confidence pick.
But people are literally coming into this acting like Jan Blachowicz is like a Nurmagomedov. Like is constantly shooting takedowns and grinding. 3 last 9 fights, and not a lot before that either. And they were all against Izzy, and they were late in that fight. He's a strike. He wants to strike. He wants to knock people out. He's a striker, man. He's going to stand and strike with Alex until it doesn't work, and then it's going to be too late.
No, listen, I completely agree. That's why I was trying to be as clear as possible. I'm not worried about the wrestling. I actually hope he tries to wrestle. I'm worried about the chin. I mean, 3.5 months. He's 36. That's a very short turnaround for a knockout that bad. But I'm rooting for him. And
what about the Pereira parlay? You locking and loading the Pereira parlay, Michelle and Alex?
Well, I think Michelle loses, so no.
Lock and loaded. We might do another $2,000 on that, maybe.
Well, if you want to check out Jacob's Pereira parlay and see if that happens, I do have a list.
Pereira.
If you want to see if Jacob places the Pereira parlay, become a premium member. It's only $10.
Positive reinforcement.
Sally sells seashells by the seashore.
It's important with kids.
Moment.
Positive reinforcement. I never got it.
Well, become a member. It's $10 a month. You can get anything you have ever needed in the history of time to have some fun and to make some money, to support us. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member.